Live FSB Racing Pro Cup Pocono in the Pennsylvania mountains of Pocono. In real life, there's a lot of rain here when you have this race, but in sim racing, unless we have a server crash, baby's going to go green. And cars again here at FSB Racing. This is Mel Minter Jr. live with Greg Bernardo. How's it going, Greg?
Going good, Milt. Looking forward to this race. Of course, with being a rookie, you know, we get our chance to drive these same races the pros run Mondays. They run on Wednesdays. So I already went through the ordeal of Pocono and managed to get a third place finish out of it, which really happy with, of course. So I'm looking forward to watching how the pros get around this huge complex.
2.5 miles, 80 laps, and track is a unique track like no other. 3 corners instead of 4. It's each corner is mirrored off a track where that corner points to. Indianapolis is one of them. I think Michigan is the other, and I don't know. Maybe you could correct me on that, Greg. But there's 3 tracks that they mirrored these corners after, and they're all 3 very different.
Yeah, they're very different corners. Turn 1 has the banking. You're coming into turn 1 flying after going down that huge straightaway. That's, I think, longer than any other straightaway, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Talladega.
And wider. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's like a runway, as they call it, and it really feels that way when you get onto it. And so screaming into turn 1 at 180 up to maybe 200 miles an hour for these guys in a draft. And then you really got to tiptoe almost through turn 1. You can go into it pretty hard, but you really got to be careful. And looks like they got the call to green. Milt, I got the points here, and you can see the Pro Cup points. Robert Bochum is leading by 18 points, but Milt, he's had some technical difficulties, we heard, with his computer, and he's going to be missing this race, so that's really going to hurt his ranking. But good news for the rest of the guys. Rick Johnson, Matt Watkins, Ryan Tracy, second, third, and fourth, and Mark DeSenza, who just came fresh off a nationwide win, Milt.
Well, and what I heard is it's a video card problem, and that, oh man, I mean, computer failure is the worst thing. Internet problems out of one race, you can deal with that, but I know that feeling. Between that and connection problems, I spent a lot of time out, and I'm still struggling with connection problems, and it's just really sucks, that you can't race when you want to race. And Roberts not only does he win a lot of races, but he also helps out a lot of guys, and he's the fastest guy you ever want to meet. And
yeah,
and you want to beat him on the track, not
Absolutely. I know
showing up.
I know all his competitors wish he was racing right now, and they're not. They're very I'm sure frustrated for him, because we've all had those issues. But let's do a quick recap here of the starting lineup. Milt, we got, of course, the traditional pole sitter, Matt Watkins.
Gotta make our picks too, man.
Yeah, I real quick on my pick, I'm going with the 69 car, Milt.
Doug Tevick, my teammate. Well, I can't pick him, so I'm going to go with the 303 of Ken Ron.
There we see the 6 of Mark DeSenza on the outside pole. Ken Ron in the 303. There's my pick,
ahead,
Dougie.
sorry.
There's my pick there, Milt, starting in 4th.
We talk about these street tracks as they come into turn 3 here. They'll be in 4th gear going into that corner down to 3rd gear. Got to make sure you don't find 2nd gear right there. Long run to the start finish line here. In the 53-second range, this is going to be a fast pace. Get ready to go, and they're green.
And Milt, that start looked like Mark crossed the line in front of Matt as they took the green flag.
He did, and
I don't know if that's going to cost him a black flag or not, Milt.
Past the leader in front there, that could be bad.
We'll have to see how he drives this lap, if he has to go into the pits or if it allowed him to continue. I don't know what happened with Matt. He was either really slow off it or Mark jumped it, one of the two.
You have to stay behind the pace line of the leader, which is the bottom line, and he was carrying pit road speed there. 55 to 67 is about the pit road speed start there, and he kept a normal pace there, so nothing on the scanner yet as Matt Watkins leads in the turn 3. This is a 4th gear track, but you do go down to 3rd gear turn 3.
Yeah, there's multiple points where guys
and turn 1.
Absolutely, there's shifting here, Milt, and you have to shift getting into 3, and you try to run that low line around 3, so you can power out going down that long straightaway, and then shifting about at the start finish line. Some other guys are shifting in other parts of the track as well in some of the practice I was watching earlier.
Yeah, there's a turn 2, the tunnel turn, can either go 3rd or 4th, but 4th gear seems to be the best for this track with this pro setup, because it is a looser setup. But as you get later in the run and the tires start to wear, you might want to go down the 3rd there, so then you'll be shifting 3 times a lap instead of 2.
Yeah, we know how fickle some of these gearboxes are in these cars, Milt.
And the rhythm is a lot of it. Slim Jim Gately was great, staying in 4th in the tunnel turn, and he was the one that brought this setup. This is one of the best setups you'll find, as most of our setups are either in the Pro Cup level or old school DMP or which Dale Jr. used to run. Congratulations on Dale winning the Daytona 500.
Absolutely, great race. Real thrilling to watch it. Worth staying up.
And they've just acquiesced very well here into a nice run here, but the 6 obviously did not get a plea for that. So
yeah, there must have been a problem with the 15 that the game recognizes as a problem, and maybe Matt spun his tires right at the beginning, and maybe it was forgiven somehow. He was certainly
He was definitely ahead. That's
yeah.
for sure.
Oh well.
I've had a few beers, but I saw that too.
I did too, and I've only had maybe 2. So, yeah, we'll have to assume he got a break there, Milt.
Well, I'm looking at the FSB studs, my teammates, of course. Doug Tivic's right there in the top 5, and keep an eye on Rick Johnson and Derby Don working together. And of course, this is a field of studs.
Yeah, and we got the caution out, Milt.
Well, this is the longest pit stop in sim racing. You better have taken care of business before you start this race.
Looks like the 19 might have had a problem there, Milt.
Troy Higgins, he's been solid all year. We'll take a look going backwards.
Yeah, we'll see if something happened there. It looked like he took the start finish line in last once they were slowing down. So I'm assuming something must have happened to him. And you can see these guys in the back of the pack all holding their lines nicely, just nose to tail.
Absolutely, as we're rolling back, we see Troy Higgins, and we're rolling back a little more. We're going to take a look at it. This was lap 4, coming out of turn 1.
You see him
He got loose in front of the 5, and 5 got around him cleanly, and does a nice job to stay off the wall and let it spin there. Lots of room there, but no harm, no foul for the 19, and he'll get 4 tires, and he's still got a shot. And this is Pocono. A lot of stuff can happen here. Getting the win from the back is one thing at this point, but I've seen it done before, so it can happen. Definitely top 5 is available.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's the main thing. This is a high-speed track that's real aero-sensitive, and all these guys are going to get 4 tires right now. Lap 4 or not, there's no question. Tires are everything here. It's like a cheese grinder.
Yeah. And you can see that the only guys in front of the pace car are Troy and TG, who are in the back of the field. They're just, I think, TG looking just to get a lap lead here, and then he'll dive into the pits as well. But yeah, you want to get 4 and fuel up here. It's like the guys were saying, I think 18, 19, they've got to get to 20 laps. So you thinking that those guys want to stretch it, 20 laps is the magic number here.
Thing about Pocono, it's so difficult, and then when you have these cautions, you have to bring it again, and you have to be mentally able to bring it and recall that speed you had the last time, and that's just at the start here, as you see them 2 pit, TG and 19 of Troy Higgins. Then at the end, it really gets intense, because right now these guys are thinking, okay, I'm in top 10, top 15, got to work it. They're not going to do anything real aggressive until they, Pocono's about letting other people make mistakes, and can't bully your way around people. You can take different lines. Turn 1's a great passing area. Going into turn 2 is another, and turn 3. So there's lots of places, and coming out of turn 3. So, I mean, there's plenty of places to pass here without being,
yeah, there is. Turn 3 is a great passing area. You get up on tight on a guy and then drag race him down. The front stretch, you can use the draft to your advantage. You can kind of slingshot around him. And I'm certain we'll be seeing that throughout this race.
Well, you're talking from experience too, because you got 3rd place on the podium in the rookies Monday night. Very good job there, Greg.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it wasn't an easy race. It's a race that the track is so long and wide, and so many areas that you can just make one tiny mistake, and it's amplified. If you get out of shape in any of these turns, your whole lap time is just killed. So it's a lot of opportunities for mistakes, and if you're faster than the guy in front of you, if you stay with him, he'll make a mistake and you can take advantage of it. And that's one of the best places, is in turn 3 coming out onto the straight.
Well, we're still under yellow, so, and
yeah, and we can
FSB Racing has adjusted this speed, because these pit stops under caution runs used to take longer, but they did.
Yeah, we got the lights out now, so we'll be going green next time around. And,
right, they did adjust the pace car. Used to be agonizingly slow, and they've adjusted that speed, so it's actually faster. So
yeah, it's an eternity on these pace laps, like over 2 minutes long. So your mind can wander in these long yellows, and when it goes back green, a lot of guys were in the wrong gear. A lot of guys spun the tires, and because you're kind of like lulled to sleep here, and you really don't have a crew chief yelling in your ear, trying to focus you. So it'll be interesting to see if any of those things kind of happen here.
Well, the great thing about Pocono is once it gets going, your heart rate increases very quickly. Because as they're going here now, all of a sudden they're realizing what, we're at Pocono. Man, this is going to be tough,
Yeah,
and these guys got to wheel this car around this track, and you got turn one is with these setups in the draft, you get over 200 miles an hour in the draft with the Pro Cup setup. It's intense.
Yeah, and that's where getting into one at that speed is a real fine line between taking that line, the proper line, and just flying in there, and car will come around on you if you're not careful. And looks like the pace car is going to duck off right here, Milt, and we're going to get back to green flag racing with Matt and Mark leading the way with Ken and Guy up in the fourth, Milt.
That's the thing about Pocono. You gotta stay in the draft, make no mistakes, and make good yellow flag as long as as much as green flag stops, which green flags are pretty rare at this track. Green flag stops.
Well, if they can get that line working and everyone can settle in, since it is about 19 to 20 laps, it can happen here. We'll see if the guys are going to keep settled or if they're going to try to trade some positions here.
Look, I'm watching the 73 of Kenny Paul. It really looks like his car is tight, and he's up against the wall, scraping there. Like his steering is a little tight there, and he's all by himself there now.
Yeah,
but stay green.
Yeah, if you're in the back here and you scrape the wall, you might not get a green or a caution to come out. Obviously, any guy in the pack that's going to spin or do anything, you will see a caution quickly.
We saw the 99 of Pops Markson up on the top of the speed charts in the 53s earlier in the practice run there, but his Scotch blue tape Ford there is looking at Dan Francisconi. They both kind of started in the back there, and as we got smoke, we got a big wreck coming out of turn 3. It looks like Sean Johnson around.
Yes, it is the 5 car, Milt.
Oh, another bad luck deal for the 5. That's the way Sid Racing is, man.
Yeah, got it going here, and let's take a look at the car here as he comes around, Milt, to see if he's got any kind of damage.
Up the tail end of that.
Caution is out, so he will not go a lap down on this big track at least.
Now with just a couple laps here, even though this is a tire sucker, this gives you an opportunity because you're not in any fuel window. Looking at 18 laps, you're not going to make it to 80 in any even number. So now you can look at no stops, two tires, and 4 tires. What are they going to do?
Yeah, you could top up here and keep your tires. You could definitely just change, 2 tires since you're going to get some fuel anyways. Or
if track position.
Or if you're 8th, 9th, 10th, this is where you're probably going to stay out and hope some of the guys in front of you duck in for whatever they need, and you can get a few positions the easy way. it's not going to be. So far of the few green flags laps, Milt, it looks like it's not easy to pass. And,
well, this is Pro Cup, so I think eventually you're gonna see it settle down, and then it's gonna be the war of attrition as far as tire wear.
Yeah, and you can see look at the amount of cars leader Matt Watkins brought down with him on pit lane, Milt. Quite a few cars.
Like the 52 got into the back of the 5. It looked like the 5 slowed up faster than Rick Johnson thought. They're racing Rick for 8 years, and he's my teammate, and he's a 4-time Cup champion. That's very rare, but it does happen, and it looks like he got into the 5 there.
And as we see the pit stops commence and finish, it looked like Matt went in first, came out second there. Took 2 tires, it appeared. Looks like a few guys did elect to stay out as well, Milt. I don't know if they're going to duck in this lap or if they're going to stay out.
Well, like you said, if you're 8th or 9th, roll the dice and hope for another caution with being able to stay in the top 5 within a 10-lap period, and then a caution comes out, and then everybody's got a pit. You've made up 3-4 spots, of track position. So
yeah, and we can see here the guys that elected to stay out. The 19 is staying out. The 53 stayed out. The 42.
Don did hit the wall there, so he's got to have some damage there.
And there's the 49 of Derby Don, another one of your teammates there, isn't it, Milt?
Oh yeah, Derby's been on a roll, man, and this is another track. He's good everywhere, but as we've seen, road course, super speedway.
Yeah, he's having a fantastic all-around season in every thing he's competing in full time. He's right up there with the top 5. It seems like in everything he's doing.
Well,
including a few wins earlier in the season.
Yep. Sorry. Let's throw a shout out to a couple guys we haven't talked about the last couple of races. We talked a lot about one of the Tracys, but we got the other one there in the 42, Scott Tracy, who is up there in 4th place. TG worked his way back to 5th. Yeah. Obviously, they stayed out,
That's right.
And Dave Jandry up to 7th in the 51.
Yeah, he did go into the pits, but I think he took fuel only, and he was able to get back out ahead of all the guys that elected to use pit road.
There's only a few laps there under green flag conditions there, so of course that does make a difference here. A few laps here is like, great. How much of a block of cheese you got left after you grate it a few times?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be a lot thinner.
Yeah, and there's the 42 car that you were talking about.
Nice paint job there.
Yeah, nice, pretty cool paint job. Yeah, let's take a here. Let's see. Get a better look at it here.
I haven't spent a lot of time talking to either one of these guys, so I'm not sure. I'm almost embarrassed to say I'm not sure who. I think it's father and son, but I'm not sure who's who. Jim's told me once, but me, I got only so many brain cells, so I'd love to see them get on the podium here, and then they could tell me, get me straightened out, but. Of course, I'm usually on TeamSpeak, so, want to get on and BS and tell me, then I'll remember, and I'll, get you on the broadcast.
And we scroll through the field here, see some pretty cool paint jobs. And we're back green. I thought we were going back green.
No, we're
getting ready to go green.
Yeah, I think pace car is about ready to go off here. Go to live on your deal there. The FSB Camaro paint job there. Nice.
Yeah, who's driving that pace car, Milty? Do you know who that is?
I think that's Johnny Rutherford, I think, or
couldn't tell there. Got with the helmet on, I couldn't recognize him. But Mark's going to lead us down for a green flag, and Matt Watkins, who has been the leader since the start of the race, is back a little with the pit stop. So this will be an interesting mix here. Yes,
he had to have.
At least two for sure. Problems. At least two. But Mark leads them into turn 1 and 2 here, as they get back up to speed. And like you said, Milt, when they get down to the end of the start-finish straight and get into turn 1, they're really trucking.
Then you come into turn 2 here, you know, when you're following somebody, it's so hard because you have no reference point. You have to just guess where you let off and hit the brake, and you got to hit the brake hard here. And then going into turn 3 is a straight braking zone that every time, if it was like a real car, like riding in a real car with my dad, he was a race car driver, you know, when your stomach comes up in your throat, feel like that little tingle underneath your guts, you know, you almost feel that. You usually don't feel that in sim racing, but when you go into turn 3, feeling, because you got to slam on that brake and you're like every lap, oh God, please slow down enough, and then you got to drift through that thing at high speed.
Yeah, you
get that exit, and you got to manhandle that car coming out. Yeah, every lap.
Yeah,
you turn left, right.
You really got to focus on powering out of that corner so you can use that straightaway to your advantage. If you don't, you're going to have guys crawling all over the back of you looking to go and take the inside there, and that's really uncomfortable getting into turn 1 too wide.
Troy Higgins up to 6 with the pit strategy there and not wrecking there. He had 4 tires there under the last caution, only a few laps, and he makes a move there. He's got Matt Watkins there, and they made a move on the 51, the Budweiser car of Dave Jandry. Dave Jandry, great driver, and especially here, part of the original Slim Sim Gately team, and they know this track, man, and they're manhandlers. They're going to drive the out of these cars, I guarantee it.
Yeah, and we can see the top 3 have slightly separated from the rest of the pack, led by the 42 of Tracy, and 53 TG hanging in there after electing to stay out on that last caution. It's paying off for them so far, Milt.
Pitcher went, par for the course and got his tires there. He's back in 10th, but he's got a good car. He's just sizing these guys up. He knows he's got advantages against a lot of these cars as he's taking a look at the 191 of Mike Sanders. There's the 88 right behind him, Joe Cutter. As we talked about, that he finished in the podium this season, and he's a smart driver, and he plays the finish good at the finish.
Yeah, there's some guys taking looks inside people here. And
Joe almost got in the 151. He had to get out of it.
Yeah, you can see.
Great save there.
Yes, great save.
Brian Tracy on the inside, and the 83 of Steve Weber.
Giving them some room there, too.
Yeah, exactly. The pro drivers there saw the situation as they regroup and get to battling. That was damage control right there, man. Yeah,
and it looks like the cars are not worse for wear from that possible contact.
Yeah, a little up tap, you know, you're okay. You hit the wall, it's all about, it's concrete, man. That apparently in sim racing, when this game came out, they didn't have the safer barriers yet. So
Yeah, that's
you
for
hit the
sure.
wall, you're
Yeah,
done.
when you hit the wall here, you might as well just park it. Yeah, you can do some big time damage with these speeds.
Whoa, boy,
Oh, and we
Elker,
see
47 and T-Roy.
and TG brushed the wall there as Johnson got underneath him and probably gave him a little push there in the air.
Well, Rick's got one there, you know, regardless. So he's got to play it smart here as Team FSB is battling with Bochum for the points here. After last week's race, we gained some points on them, and I was able to run that race. Had a few too many beers tonight, so didn't want to get out there. I don't race if I'm not sober, so we're going to broadcast and root the team on, you know. But
well, you should be happy then,
guys.
You should be happy, Milt, because Derby just got under Ken for second place there, and Derby's looking good here. That he was one of the cars that stayed out, and it's really paid off for him. He's in second place. He's looking good, and he's setting his sights on first place, Mark DeSenza.
Well, you were talking about Ken Ron opening a practice session this weekend, which we do in all forms of our racing, whether we run against other leagues or in other leagues or league, and a lot of us started that. Me was one, and another guy was Slim Jim Gately, still the namesake of Slim Jim Racing, and Ken Ron was one of those beneficiaries of that. And you were talking about how the test session and a little bit of coaching helped you get your podium run there, and that's kind of what we talk about at FSB, and the friendship, and also the work for everybody to get the product and the racing as good as it can be, and help everybody out to get this kind of green flag racing, which is what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. He worked with me a little there, gave me some pointers on how to approach this track, which is a real tough track for a rookie who's coming to it really for me for the first time, maybe second time total, and he really made me focus on a couple important things. I kept my focus on those things during my race, and it really paid off for me in the end there. Like I said, I felt it was a pretty fast car I had at the end, and just kind of ran out of laps. You know, the rookies don't run as long as the pros and the sportsmen, so if I had the amount of laps maybe that the pros have here tonight, I might have actually been up there scrapping for a win.
Yeah, and rookie, pro, whatever, the difference is minute. It's just a name, really. It's just the evolution of, because racing at FSB is about driver skill, and we got a great battle here.
Yeah, some great battle in there.
Just nose to tail here. But it's all about tenure and it's sportsmanship and proving you're a nice guy, and you can follow the rules and everything, and so we have those divisions, and for guys that are just starting out, so they have a place to race. And
there we see the 151 getting underneath the 19 car, and can he finish this pass? Just gets in front of him. 19 right on him though, and using that draft to his advantage, as gotta stay on the gas there. Gotta come off that wall and hope that you don't brush it. They did great there, but looks like the 151 is taking that position now, Milt. Nice job by Guy.
Scott Tracy's falling back because he had got no tires. And Ryan Tracy, is moving up because he got 4. So you're kind of seeing this progression of as father and son, or son and father pass there, you know.
And
great, because that's bothering me.
Yeah, you should have found that out before we went on the air, Milt.
And the fans, I'm sure, are going, and I'm sure they're going, Milt, you stupid idiot. Have another beer, man.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, Mark continues to lead. We put up a quick running order here, Milt. The 6, the 49, the 303 were all 3 cars that didn't stop, and they continued to hold the top 3 positions. So their gamble, if that was a gamble at all, has paid off.
Oh, we got tire smoke. Oh,
and we do have a caution.
It's TG Reese is in the wall. Absolutely no gamble. No gamble for any of them, because the guys that did stay out, it's pretty much you know, they were able to hold their position there.
Yeah, let's take a look and see what happened here, Milt.
Boy, that was a double whammy for TG there, as it was nose to tail there.
Yeah, you can see 22 of, I believe that's Ryan Tracy, right behind him.
Looks like he got a little, flowed a little faster than the 42 thought he was gonna, and just kind of the same. That's the typical wreck at Pocono.
Yeah,
that's
and
how it happens.
Yeah, and he was hard into the outside wall there, Milt. And that has to do some damage to the car. They're gonna have some guys beating and banging on that thing.
Yeah, I mean, and you're on it so hard there.
And here we got pit stops here, Milt. You can see everyone coming in now, of course.
Well, Matt worked his way back up to 4th there, so really no harm, no foul for him taking those 4. He was, of course, would have liked it to go another 10 laps.
Oh, and there's a little contact between the 6 and the 15 there, Milt. As they went into the pits, Watkins looked like he misjudged his pit stall just a little and caught the right front fender of the 6 car, Milt. That could be interesting to see if anything was done there.
Yeah, going back and looking at it, that's a coagulation of cars all coming in at once.
6 was able to stay out in front, I believe.
You know, with him in the number 1 stall, that helps. But when the 6 gets the lead, got to go around him. That's always the toughest thing. And he clips him there. Yep. And fortunately, the pit crew member got out of the way just in time, and he wasn't killed. And we've killed a lot of sim crew members in our time. You know, look at them all coming out there. Wow. Oh. It looks like a beehive, and somebody just whacked it with a stick, you know.
Well, and something's going on with the 15 car.
He went past Ken Ron coming out of the pits there, and he's going around.
And he's sitting here in the grass in the infield, and the car is not moving. I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Past the pace car, if he crosses the start-finish line, that would be a black flag.
Yeah, and he continues to just sit in the grass. Now he's fired it back up. He's back onto the track. I don't know, something happened there that he had to attend to, or what? That was pretty odd. Big track here, though. He's not going to lose a lap, though, doing that, Milt.
And there he gets going.
Yeah.
That's not the place I would stop for a pit stop, if you know what I mean. Take away the T and put an S, you can figure that out.
Yeah, and there he comes, catching up to the back of the field.
Well, I don't see Matt getting too upset about the little knock there, and then it didn't affect Mark, so I don't think he would be upset about that. So he might have had to, relieve himself there. I don't know, AKA Tony Stewart or something, but he's back going, and we got a long way to go. So
and
this could be his last, PI, stop.
Maybe that's what it was, but
he's coming back across and regaining. I believe as long as he does this, before they hit the start-finish line, he will retain his spot.
Yeah, I think maybe he knew what he was doing there, Milt. But I'm flabbergasted.
That's your defending Pro Cup champion. Well, going to take a leak when he needs to. That's fantastic. That would remind me of my old man there.
I'm flabbergasted at that move.
He would be cheering Matt on. I bet you if my dad was watching this stuff, Matt Watkins would probably be his favorite driver. I guarantee it.
And see the 53
this
car.
This guy's got style, man.
The 53 car, the lone car on pit lane this time around. Well, maybe it looked like there was a couple guys.
Well, he knows these things are long. As long as he gets back in line, before the start finish. That's fantastic. Just when you thought, I've seen some things. I've done a couple things. One time I got spun in pit road and I did a 360 in front of Rick Johnson. And he said, I've never seen that before. And I couldn't have done that. I popped the clutch. I saw that in real racing the other day, who got, I think it was, what's his name? Kinsis got spun around at Daytona, and he was pointing backwards and spun the car around. I did that in sim racing, and it was like sheer panic. And I put it in first and popped the clutch and spun it right in my pit stall and came right back around, and they serviced me 4 tires. And Rick Johnson was going to pull out, and he couldn't pull out because he was watching me, and he was like, I've never seen that before. Well, I think this was I never seen that moment here with Matt Watkins.
Yeah, for sure, Mel. That was, I guess you say he knew what he was doing when he did it. We'll have to find out, maybe at the end of the race there.
Well, he's in 4th place. So
yeah, I put the running order up just to see what the official game scoring. That's what we're seeing there, Mel. That's official. What I'm showing you is what the game is telling all the competitors, including us, so that it's good stuff.
And they be green.
And they are, and Mark leads them down into turn 1. Ken and Don, the top 3, remain unchanged through the second set of pit stops. So their ploy to stay out during that one has paid off because they've gained the track position. Now they've held it.
Well, I was just wondering about the 69 there. Is Dan Francesconi in the 16 SCONYcar.com Ford taking a look there, and then he drops back. But I was wondering what happened to 69 there. I think they're trying to, figure out if they can get some handling out of that car.
The 151 locked it down. The 151 locked it down, didn't spin or do anything.
No,
but losing positions.
Bad.
He did it at the worst spot, Milt. He locked it up in turn 3, and that enabled 3 or 4 guys to get by him down the front straight. There you see the 5 looking low, 42 going high. Sean gets a run on him on the inside as we get into 2.
Couple of cars we left for dead. The 19 and the 52 are moving up. They're battling for top 5 honors there. Guy Pitra gets around.
Yeah,
that was the
83.
that
I
was
think
the
that he got
83
around.
Steve Weber, yeah.
Yeah, Guy. And he bounced off the wall pretty hard there too, coming out of 3. He's having some troubles with 3, Milt.
Well, when you make that pass into 2, if you don't get it low down, you drift up, and even if you make the slide up, and then you got to worry about coming out of that corner where you're just battling that car. You're turning to the left, but then you're turning to the right, and still trying to get it to turn left.
And I'm sure he had that cut hard left, and he's abusing those tires. And you really want to try to baby these tires here at Pocono so you can get the full fuel run. Because if you abuse them early, you're going to be really hating life after just a few laps here.
Yeah, and you want to baby those fenders too, because
you're right. That too, yes.
No matter what, you don't want to hit anything, because any little scrape or anything at this track will slow you down. You can keep up in the draft, but the key to being able to pass at the end of this race is a clean car, because everybody's equal and everybody's fast. You're looking at these lap times here, and fastest lap is the 47 of Josh Elliker, way back in the pack. What does that tell you? Is
draft
is 53, 53, 53. The top 10 is 53,
Yeah, and we can see Matt all over the back bumper of Ken Ron, and he really wants to get around him. He wants to get to the front, back to the front, and it is not easy to pass at Pocono. You really got to get a quality run on a guy, and let's see if he pulls out here and tries to take the inside line going into 1, Milt.
Ryan Tracy with the fastest lap now. And 19 is this thing is constantly changing. 53.5, 1.8 is moving.
And we see Matt did get into the inside of Ken, and he looks like he's going to be able to complete the pass here. And that is for the 3rd position. And again, if you're Ken, you really don't need to fight it just yet. There's still plenty of laps to go. And you don't want to abuse the tires racing someone so early.
Yep, now they're all on equal ground. They all got 4 tires, fuel, so it's reset and rethink.
And Ken has now fallen into the clutches of the 22 car for the 4th position, Milt. 22 car looking good so far early here in Pocono.
Ryan has moved his way up, and so he's going to keep on moving. I think that's pretty good strategy. But also, he's in the, here, so got to think. Oh, and the 52 is around. Oh no, Rick Johnson, I think, found 2nd gear there.
Yeah, and he's hard into the outside wall.
Sometimes these guys stay in 4th, sometimes they go in 3rd, and you got to remember what gear you're in. That's a classic. I found 2nd gear move right there, and I'll bet my hat on it. And he is done.
Yeah, and we're also seeing the 17 car T-Roy Mill. It looks like it's blown up.
He is on fire. Come on, T-Roy, get that thing off the road there. Smoke billowing.
Yeah, bad break for T-Roy. Yeah, it looked like he got loose on his own there, Milt. As we see this 17 car bringing it down pit lane, let's see if this thing gets shut down, or can the crew actually fix this thing? Is it a minor smoking issue that can be sometimes repaired?
Okay, while Rick Johnson was crashing in turn 3, Leroy was side by side, getting passed by the 69 and the 88. He tried to get back in behind the 88, but the 88 kind of drifted up a little there. Just wasn't quite enough room as Leroy tried to get back in line there and back of Joe and then crashed. What it looks like. First look here.
And as we
cut across him pretty close there, but there was no contact, and it took the air off the 17 a little bit, and then he came in the corner on the outside lane, and there just wasn't enough room there. It raced an incident to me.
And we can see that everyone coming in here, all the leaders coming in to pit lane and getting their service. You can see the 49 coming out and battling here with the 6. And it's a melee on pit road as they all come flying off. But it's wide enough to hold them all.
Yeah, they're pretty big pit stalls, but still, there's contact there with the 151 and the 69. Member is down. They pick him up, dust him off. Looks like he's going to be okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think the 17 was able to fire that thing back up, Milt, and keep going.
Yeah, he's probably running on 7 cylinders now, so that's going to be tough.
Yeah, he might still blow up yet again, but the crew doing a great job keeping him on the lead lap. He might be 1 lap down now, I think, as I think the pace car did pass him before he could get out of pit lane. But how about the crew on that 17 car doing a great job getting them back up there? It's all about point racing now, middle of the season, point racing. If you can pick up 2 positions, that's 2 more points for him.
Going to be boxes of booze for everybody there on the pit crew.
Yeah, that's his bonus pay. Not more cash, more booze. Let's look at the running order here, Milt, as we finish lap 38 of 80, so we're just about getting to the halfway point. The 15 of Matt Watkins, who if I'm not mistaken, Milt, Matt did not pit with the leaders. He stayed out. He was in 4th, now he's in 1st, followed by the 6 and the 49 and the 303, who are the other 3 that were out front, and now they're all looking up at the 15 car. And we're followed there by the 22, the 19 and the 51, the 5th, 6th, and 7th, and then rounding out the top 10, the 5 is Sean Johnson, 83 is Steve Weber, and the 42 car. So some good runs there by some guys there, Milt, as we get to the halfway point.
Sean Johnson's crawled his way back into 8th there.
Yeah, he had some contact with the wall earlier, and he's brought it back into the top 10. That's pretty impressive. Are you surprised Matt didn't pit there, Milt?
I'm very surprised. I'm waiting. I'm quietly waiting to see what's going to happen this lap. Because that was a significant run right there.
Yeah, Milt, I rewound it because I don't recall seeing him pit, but let me look here again. He came down pit lane. Sure. He came down pit lane. Yeah, he did pit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did.
Wow, he came in fourth and went out first. So
he was actually, yeah, he was right at fourth there. This time he gets around the sixth perfect and into a stall, which is always hard to do when you got to get around the guy that's in front of you, even if you got the first stall. But this time he nailed it. That Monsoon team, you know, they're world champions for several years here. So, and all he had to do is cross that line. Mark had to go all the way around him. That first pit stall was huge.
yeah, absolutely. And let's go through the field, Milton. Give me your thoughts on it, guys. As I scroll through here. You got the 15, of course, of Matt Watkins. We just talked about him. How about the 6 car? He's been out front all night.
Well, he just got off the chopper for winning the nationwide race, and he's over here. He's trying to complete the double fecta here.
And then we got the 49 of Derby Don and the Kokanee beer. You know.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, I'm worried about work here, but right there, they can barely even get out of their driveway to go to work. Pretty tough there from where he's from, Canada. And congratulations for the Canadian hockey team on winning the gold medal there, and the USA for winning the bronze.
USA didn't win anything in hockey, Milt.
They didn't win the bronze?
No, they got their asses kicked, Milt. Stay up with what's happening, Milt. But let's get back to green. Let's get back to green flag racing. As Matt Watkins got huge loose and gathered that thing back in. Man, that is.
I thought everything I read in the forum was true.
Oh man. You need to be watching this race, Milt. That
was Ken Ron too. I read that. I know I did.
That was a save extraordinaire by Matt, though.
Yeah, it was.
He must have whipped that wheel.
Is all over him.
He sure is. He wants to take that lead back.
He's feeling it, man.
Yeah, winning that nationwide race earlier has really loosened him up for this one. But Matt's right where he likes to be. He likes leading. He likes leading laps. And some guys are like that. Some guys like running in the pack and are content. Matt's content with being in first and leading laps.
Well, he's content no matter where he is, you know. Oh, Ken Ron gets wide there. Real close to the wall, as you can. The pressure is increasing, like we talked about. It's right at the halfway point, past the halfway point. It's definitely, they're starting to push, as they say in Europe.
Yeah, some good racing all through the field, just like we saw last week, Milt.
Troy Higgins from the merry-go-round to 6th place is taking a look, and at the 303 of Ken Ron, Ken's regrouped from that wide turn 3. Let's see what he does here this time. Turn 3 will get in your head. All these corners will, if you make a mistake in one.
Well, I think what sometimes happens, or at least what I found happening to me sometimes, is when you're racing someone so intensely coming out of 2, that short straightaway is a lot shorter than you think it is, and all of a sudden you're in the braking zone. Yeah, and as we see Mark get past Matt, and Mark is feeling good tonight, I can tell you that.
The 49 went with the 15, and Mark still made the pass there, but he was able to stay on the gas, or the 49 might have caught up in the draft and had to get off there. And Mark side drafted really good there and completed the pass.
Yeah,
they returned the favor.
There's some tight racing going on amongst the leaders here. As we get to lap 43, they're still going to have to make at least one green flag stop if it stays green the rest of the way. But they could make it very close on one stop here. And you can see Derby Don was
really driving hard. Yeah.
Derby Don able to get around the 15 for the second position, but Matt wants that back.
Yeah, you can return the favor here. It's just getting the right timing. As we're talking about these passing zones, takes a look going in the 3 there.
Derby with the preferred line, though.
Exactly.
But now you can see this is where you can get the run here, Milt. Powering off of 3 and getting that run down the front stretch. But it doesn't look like Matt would be able to do it here.
Yeah, you have no time to rest because what happened in turn 2 is over, and a lot of times it affects what happened in turn 3, which affects what happens in turn 1, and it repeats. And the caution is out.
Yes, the caution is out, Milt. Oh, the 17 is beat up, Milt. There's no.
Yeah, it looks like the 17.
The 17 looks beat up now, Milt. There's no hood, and looks a little shorter too.
He was straggling from the field there, so something happened to Leroy there. Let's take a look. Full hood. Probably better than having to look over the hood to get back to the pits, but already severely damaged.
Yeah, it looked like he might have blown up again.
Yep, he's on fire again as the Roush team, Ford Fusion team there. I can't see where the sponsor is there. Looks like they're going to be busy.
And as we go back live, we can see pit stops yet again for everyone. And 15 and the 6 going at it every pit stop here. Let's see who gets the best of this one. Looks like the 15. And the 22 on the outside, Milt. Huh? The 22 looked like you may have stolen that one. The 22 of Ryan Tracy had a great pit stop there. And we'll check the running order as they work their way back across the start-finish line. We'll get a reset on the order here. But the 6 was leading, and 49 was up there. Of course, the 15 was up there. And we'll see how they, once they come back around, how they shake out. But the 22 had a tremendous pit stop.
Yeah, 17's back in again. Gonna probably try to do some more work on that car.
Yeah, that car is wounded, Milt, with no hood on it. It's probably gonna be a handful to drive, and maybe not at minimum speeds. As you can see, Milt, as we have reset the running order here, the 42 is leading the race, Milt, and the
49 pitted again, and so did the 151. Top off there, but they had four. They got 4 tires there, so interesting.
Well, again, Milt, there's we got 33 laps remaining. You can do 18 on a green flag run, so everyone's going to have to make one stop, Milt, no matter how you slice it. I think some guys are going to try to make squeeze some fuel out. You can get 20 laps here, 67, and then you'd be only 13 or what, 20. No, you'd be 13 laps to the good, so you wouldn't be able to have any issues there with the fuel. But some guys want to make sure that they have fuel just in case it stays green. And if you have a fast car here, you can make up some positions fairly quickly. But as like we said, the 42 and the 22
He's
mil.
pitting.
Yeah, no, the 42 dives in. Probably not a bad idea. I think he was the only car that stayed out on this caution, so it makes sense. Top off, you'll have better fuel than the rest of them now, and you'll have fresher tires by just a hair. So if it does stay green, maybe you can be the best car again.
Once again, the 88 of Joe Cutter has quietly
Yes, he has.
moved himself up in the
He sure has. And so is the 47 of Josh Elliker, Milt.
Yeah, and Josh is, you know, he won a lot of races in the rookie division and in other leagues, top-notch leagues. He's definitely a top-notch pro, and had some bad luck this year, and we've talked about him briefly a few times, but this could be his night where he could, you know, have a shot at the podium.
Yeah, and there's the 5 and the 83 and the 69. Remember, you were talking about him. He was in the back of the pack. He's in the top 10 now, and it looks like he has a clean race car. So maybe he's using a little strategy there to lay back and not press the issue with anything, and then give it a go.
Well, Team FSB never gives up, and he did the same thing last week. We ran the NAGP World Championship Grand Prix as we're getting close to go green here, but he got wrecked. He didn't even make it through the first corner. He got wrecked, and instead of being pissed off and quitting and saying forget it, he spent 12 minutes in the pits. A good fight, and so proud to have him as a teammate here and racing Porsches against the world. We'll do the best we can, but one thing we're going to do is we're going to fight to the end. And him and Guy Pitra, they had damage. They never gave up until their cars died. They were not going to quit, and they didn't. And they both finished, which, you know, earned a lot of respect from the international community we race with. You know, not just how fast you run, you know, but how you handle adversity. That earns respect in these leagues, you know, and definitely in our league.
Absolutely. Clean racing gets you a ton more kudos in the minds of other drivers than if you just bullied yourself to a bunch of wins. That's for sure. But there's some, speaking of bullying, the 22 car is really racy tonight, Milt. I'm really impressed by his run so far.
Well, he's the kind of guy, just like me, just like you, just like you know, 80 guys in this league that are good enough to finish on the podium. It's a question of luck and racing luck and how good you are at a certain track and he's just another guy like the 47 there at 51 and fourth. We talk a lot about not to take away from the 15 and 6 there, but that top 5 is, moving, and this ain't done yet.
Not at all. As Mark is not letting Matt get away at all, and he's pulling the 22, the 51 of Dave Jandry, and the 47 of Josh Elliker. They're all within striking distance should anything slip up at the top.
Mark and Matt were teammates.
And looks like we have the caution. Looks like we got another caution.
But they're going to race each other smart. They know, it's not over till it's over.
Trying to take a look back here on
yeah, me too.
Reason for that caution flag. Here we see the 73 getting up a little high and brushing the wall, but certainly nothing that should bring a caution out so far.
I saw Pops in the pits.
Oh yeah, and there we see the now we see why. Oh my goodness, huge contact between the 42 and the 99 of Pops. Pops got nailed, Milt.
Oh, we're looking at the damage there. That was a throw up in your bucket moment there. Looks like Pops gets up into the wall there.
Yeah, Mel, we'll take another look at it from Pop's point of view. You can see Pops brushed the wall and then lost it down and just got...
Nowhere for Scott.
Oh, man, Pops got nailed and went down about 300 feet down the track and into the outside wall, flipping, and wow, that was a huge hit there, Milt.
Yeah, right. Scott had nowhere to go there, and Pops had been up against the wall, and he was trying to fight it, but not come down like that, and there was nowhere for Scott to go.
Let's go in car with Pops here and go for a little ride. You can see he got up into the wall and brushed it. And then as he unstuck from the wall, he spun right in front of the 42. And there we see the sky, the ground, sky, the ground, sky, the ground. And then a big cloud of smoke at the end. And that was just a brutal hit by Pops. I hope Pops is alright.
Well, the wall sucks you in. Oh! I'm just watching it right now. You see in the mirror, you see the 42 coming in the mirror. You're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And that's when you get hit.
And that was a hard hit, Milt.
Well, that couldn't have done the 42 any good. Scott ran a great race there, and he led for a while there under caution.
Yeah, that's a shame. Yeah,
he definitely showed him he was there, man.
Absolutely. The time that he ran up at the front, he ran fast, and like you said, he's definitely one that if everything comes together for him, he's going to be there at the end.
Well, let's hope again. Some of you fans are probably wondering where the 18 is. He's had computer issues. Let's hope it's not a hard drive issue, and video card issue. If it is, that he can get that straightened out quickly
Yeah,
and get back on the track.
yeah. Obviously, if
Because we
it's
definitely want to see him out here.
absolutely that, and hopefully it is just just buying a new video card. That's once you find the right one for you, it's fairly painless as far as installation. Most of these guys are pretty savvy. They know how to put together a system, or at least the basics. It's really popping out the old one, popping in the new one, and doing a few little things here to tweak it and get it right for the game. But hopefully he can get back on for at least for Friday night.
Yeah, look, I mean, I wouldn't even be on here right now talking if it wasn't for help of all the guys in the league, Matt Watkins, and on and on. These guys race, and they race you hard, but they also help you help you get on the track, stay on the track, and figure this stuff out. I'm sure we'll get that squared away.
Well, Milt, we got 27 laps remaining. Again, fuel is about 18, 19. Some may suggest possibly 20 laps if it stays green. So no matter how you slice it, you're going to be short here. So what's your strategy?
Well, right now it's go time. You got to make up some positions, and then I hope you make up some positions, get a caution, you make that stop, and then you can make up some more. I mean, you can't really lay around anymore. There's really no strategy left here except to pass the guy in front of you.
But you have to make the stop, Milt. Do you do it? Do you run this thing dry if it stays green, or do you come in short and get back out knowing you have enough fuel exactly when the window hits?
Well, if it was me, right now I'd be gripping the wheel. This is the time to move. Probably if I was lucky enough to stay out of trouble with this talented league, I'd probably be somewhere right around 10th place. So, right around where Elker's at. So I'm looking like if I'm in the 47, let's say. And if I'm in the top 5, then I try to just kind of stay with them because they're going to have the advantage. But from the 10th position, you got to move now and let the cards lay. You want a chance at a top 5 in this league.
Yeah, and let's take a look at the pace.
And Ryan Tracy, we haven't seen him up front too much this year, but he's not a stranger to this, and he's not in all of these guys. He's going to race.
Yeah, he's racy, and look at him.
The skill.
He's right on the back bumper of Mark DeSenza as they get ready to take the green flag here, Milt. And if I'm Matt, yeah, I'm better be looking in my mirror here and not be too complacent.
How about the 5 car? We saw him back into the wall, and he's 4th place right now. You got to think over time.
Matt got a little out of shape there.
He's done that every restart. He's gotten loose coming out of there. He's got his steering wheel set really tight. I know how you set these things up, and we were talking about that with the calibration yaw, and these are fixed setups, but these setups are loose inherently. I know Matt Watkins, he's going to set his wheel up loose to start and deal with it and manhandle it, and I've seen him do that in Indy cars, Trans Am cars, GTP cars when he was on our GTP team, which we entered 5 cars, 10 drivers in the 24 hours of Le Mans, and we did quite well. So this guy could drive anything, and he's not accustomed. He's accustomed to being sideways. But we go, ooh, oh shit, and he's like, yeah, no big deal,
Yeah, I'm sure the guys that were right behind him were thinking that because they looked like they backed off just a little to let him gather it back in, and he was able to do that, and he continues to lead the 6 and the 22, holding station second and third. And like you said, how about that 5 car? He's right back up in the top 5, and he's running strong, and looks like no worse for wear at all, Milt.
Well, he had to get some damage off that, but I've been in this position. The game is funny. Sometimes you get less damage, and as long as you're in the draft, what I want to see is whether or not he's able to pass. But he's sure putting some pressure on the 22 there, so we'll see as tire wear starts to be a factor if this stays green.
Yeah, I'd like to see a green flag run here and see what these guys can do on older tires, as we can see some back. A little further back,
separated. Sorry.
Yeah, and a little further back, some side-by-side racing. Joe Cutter and the 51 of Dave Jandry. And then there's nearly have contact there between the two.
Well, you need 1.5 seconds.
And someone's wrecking there at the start-finish line. Looked like the 83 is Steve Weber, and the 69 is done. 69 hard into the wall and is done.
Caution is out. We're getting real close to that fuel window, but with the amount of cautions, which isn't huge, but it's.
Yeah, and let's take a look back here
percentages
at what happened between the 83
the 83 hits the wall again under caution. It's falling apart from the driver from Arizona. The big cactus. It's a wall again. It's looking bad for the 83.
And we can see
racing back to the line here.
And you can see Doug was able to get under the 83, and there was just too much contact made. And Doug got speared by the outside retaining wall of pit lane, Milt, just cut his car in two.
Well, I'm watching it from the broadcast, so I'm about seconds behind there, and just a slight touch. Oh my God!
it was ugly, and he's done for the night, to say the least.
Well, that's definitely what Doug did not want to do, and there was nowhere else for Steve to go there. So I'm sure Doug realizes that you want to side draft and get right up to that car and come out of that corner, but right at that point, sometimes the car starts to understeer, which in racing terms means start to turn the wheel, and you're catching that draft from that car at the same time. The car won't turn on you, because the last thing Doug wanted to do was hit him right there. He had the momentum, and the car probably just wouldn't turn on him right there because he was getting sucked up in that draft, and plus he was also coming out of that corner experiencing that understeer.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see the pit stops have commenced. There's 20 laps remaining. They'll go green with about maybe 19 or 18 remaining. This is the max distance on a green flag run, so this should be all about if it's going to stay green or not. It might have some guys running out of fuel if they're not careful.
Well, you got 13 cars on the lead lap, so which shout out to 73 Kenny there. He's been struggling. He's bounced the wall a couple times, but he's still lap, which is quite an accomplishment in the Pro Cup. And for these guys back a ways there, maybe if you got damage, even still, you might want to. My point is, you might want to wait till one to go and stop again and turn your tires off and get more fuel, because you're right in the fuel window here. You might be able to pick up some spots, if it goes green. But it's your only play right now. You can't predict the future, so you got to play the cards that are dealt you.
Well, the 5-car Milt has stayed out, and I don't know
Well, he's going to pit again.
Yeah,
he's doing he's thinking the same thing as me.
Yeah, I think
is he wants to try to make it on fuel.
Yeah, I think
another car. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think by doing this, he's obviously gonna line up at the end of the field. So he's definitely saying, "I'm gonna make my fuel last, and I'll be there." Where if the guys have to stop, he'll be able to take all those positions from them. But if he has to commit to it now, since he's gonna have no track position at all.
Matt Watkins faints into the pits. Ha ha! Real funny there. That's the little games these guys we play with each other. You know, I'm gonna step away and get me another tall boy. Sponsored by Budweiser, the King Beers.
And as we look at the running order, it will settle in once they cross the start-finish line. We'll reset the field. But the 5 car did not pit, and nor has he yet. As you can see, the caution light's still on the pace car, so that means we have at least one more entire or two more minimum yellow flag laps. So he can obviously go into the pits here, get back right up to the back of the field, and he's saving fuel right now because he's now at 19 laps remaining. Fuel window is, like you said, 18, 19, or 20. So by going in here, he's basically in a positive fuel situation. So he'll be able to go the distance. And whether that's pays off for him or not will obviously depend on the cautions. And he wants it to go green now, from once it does now till the end.
Yeah, either green or a quick caution, where it makes the other guys have to think about pitting, because but they are on the edge. If they get a quick caution, they could clutch around this big 2.5 mile track as
we see the 5 car coming fuel in. 5 car is in the pits. So he'll be getting his final 4 tires.
Yeah, you're going to the back. Might as well get 4.
He wants that thing to be packed full of fuel. As we see some of the other guys toward the back of the field also coming in, which of course, if you're in the back of the field, makes perfect sense. And a lot of damaged cars. We see the 83 at Webb. I think Webb avoided most of the damage. I think he might have scraped the wall only. But man, that was a hard hit that Pops took, Milty.
Oh, we call that a GP from Gary Parker. He used to run in our league. A wall like that, and it became his nickname. And so did that kind of crash into that wall. As they get ready to go green here, watching the 22 in car, he's keeping the revs down, and he is coasting right up to through turn 2. So he's still, every chance you get, and there he goes. He cuts off the gas again.
Absolutely, all these guys are clutching and saving fuel.
And they're all doing this. He's coasting all the way down. Great move there. He coasted right beside the 6, and off as long as he could. Every single little bit of clutching is going to help as the pace car is getting ready to go off here.
Pace car is ready to come off, and we'll follow him down into turn 1 here, watching Matt Watkins take the green flag, and Mark gets a great restart right on his bumper.
I'm following the 22 in car here. Very nice start by him. He does just what he needs to do here. What you want to do when you're following is try to get off it and going into turn 1 and get a good run coming out of 2. Same into 2 and same out of 3. So you can't outdrive the car in front of you or you run into them. So your alternative is to try to get them on the exit.
And they look really clean through 2, and as we go into the braking zone of 3, and now back on the gas and trying to keep that car low and strong off this big long straightaway. They're hitting almost 200 probably here, Milty.
And you got to plant the brake, and you got to plant it hard like a road course. You got to do it 3 times here.
And some good racing as we see Matt Watkins, Mark DeSenza, and Ryan Tracy, 1, 2, and 3.
Into turn 2. And that's just a short shoot.
Yeah.
181 in the 3.
There's some good
800 horsepower cars really get going, man.
Some good action here between the 19, the 51, and the 47 battling side by side.
It's go time.
And Josh takes the position. Never see the 5 of Sean Johnson back with Derby Don in the back there. Derby was racy early on, and he's fallen back to the end. Probably doing a fuel strategy of his own.
Right by the 19 there, and the 47 gets down below.
47 took evasive action.
You know, Josh has done everything right and moved up the ladder, just like you want every driver to do, and he's won some races in the lower divisions, which not to say they weren't. It's inches and seconds between all these 80 drivers or so in this league.
Yeah, and there we see him pulling up on the 303 of Ken Ron, and he's going to look to go to the inside of him. He's looking really racy right now.
We're talking about of course, the 303 is my pick there, and we were talking about the 22. He laid back a ways there, and now he's starting to really make a challenge. It really seems like the 22 has the rhythm of this race. And after a couple laps, his car really gets going, man. And he is taking a look at DeSenza. He's putting pressure on Mark. Mark's got to make a move, and he's making a move down low. The 47 gets by the 19. Well, he was by the 19. I'm sorry.
But the 6 and the 15 and the 22 now making it 3 wide or so. Wow, Ryan way down low down on the start finish straightaway there.
It's like you see on TV. You see these guys. They weren't doing this at the beginning, but now they're making 2 and 3 wide.
And Mark takes it up.
Out.
And Mark took it up high there.
Cars are slowing. The FSB pace car is out. He picked up the 15.
Yes, he did. And
that wipes out the fuel strategy because I think the guys that were out can clutch under caution here and make it to the end.
Yeah, they probably can.
Tires now.
But there was some pretty hard racing there, so there was no fuel saving going on either, Milty, at the front.
True. 13 to go. It'll probably be about 10 to go.
Yeah,
they had 20 to go. Can they save like three laps? We'll see.
Yeah, if you're in the front right now and you are right on the borderline, your die is cast. You can't go into the pits now. You just can't do it. Not enough laps. And
another exciting FSB race here, guys.
Well, now looks like they are coming in. Wow, I'm really surprised at this, Milt. I thought there'd be guys that could make it, but obviously there was no fuel saving going on.
Well, they're watching the 15, and if they stay out with and everybody else pits with worn tires, they're done. So
And look who didn't pit though, Milt.
Somebody's got to roll the dice. Who is it?
The 5 car.
Attaboy.
Why
not?
Who went from basically the back to the front with his previous strategy of leading a couple of
two tires from the back, 4 tires from the front. It's getting real busy right at pit road there, but I think Matt Watkins still came out with that group. The 5's a sitting dark, dude. But you got to hand it to him. I have won a race like this here before. He needs another caution just when they're about to catch him, and then he needs like another one. Because these guys are going to be coming now, my friend.
Well, we'll see if the few laps that they were agreeing right there will and see how much they affect his car.
The 5, you remember, we saw him back into the wall.
Yes, we did, and now he's leading the race.
Well, and Sean had a great run going at Bathurst. We all took the simulated plane flight to Australia there, and I finished 12th. Behind me in 13th. In fact, he might have been 12th because he was coming. And, he was running, we've been working on setups and stuff, and he's just getting started, and he's a fantastic road racer, and he was coming. The dadgum leader wrecked him playing out, and it was really uncalled for, but, that's sim racing, and your driver does. He handled it with class, and but he was definitely disappointed, and we were all disappointed for him. And I'm really glad to have him racing with me and the team, and we're doing our best, and we're representing ourselves really well, and we don't give up, and we don't wreck people, and we do the best we can, and I'm very proud of that. But I'm always rooting for Sean if he gets a shot, man. Definitely rooting for him now, and got a lot of character, as do all these drivers.
And you got to admire a guy rolling the dice here and saying, you know what, you're going to have to pass me, I'm the leader. And keep in mind with FSB rules, Milt, there's no passing, not usually till you come out of 2, but with unique Pocono configuration here, it's actually once you exit turn 1, the race is on here at Pocono. Usually it's after you exit turn 2, but those are the traditional ovals, and Pocono's certainly not traditional.
And we look at the fastest lap of the race, and he's 8th fastest, so he's got the speed. Josh Elliker has now got the fastest lap of the race. As we were talking about the 47, that 53.513 is pretty impressive.
It doesn't surprise me the way we saw him running before. He was fast. He'd get right. He would suck up on the guy in front of him on that front stretch, and just slingshot by him as he went into 1. And that's where you really build up the speed and the fast lap times.
I ran this race last year for my computer. Took a SH, and one of the last races I ran before I was out for a while, and I was racing against these guys, and these are tough, man. Gotta bring it. So we're gonna be like 9 laps to go.
Yeah, and we see the lights are off on the pace car, Milt.
John needs about 4 or 5 laps. He needs about 5 laps of green with him staying in front. But guess who's in P2 and P3 there? Them guys all night. And these guys aren't teammates anymore, but they know how to race, and And the 19 and third. I mean, this guy is just, we've been talking about a lot of these guys. 19, the
19's
303.
The 19's actually in eighth there, Milt. But
I'm sorry, that's fastest lap. That's the 303 in fourth. My bad.
And the 22 in fifth, he got the 6 and the 303, got out in front of him after that last pit stop, but he's been racy, and look who's behind him. The guy that you said, just mentioned, fastest lap of anyone, the 47's in 6th, Milt. He's going to want to pick up positions quickly here. Let's see how that goes.
Well, Josh prides himself on racing clean and also winning races, and he's been able to do that both. Of course, this is Pro Cup, so these races win in this division is very hard. I've been fortunate to get 40 of them throughout the years, but that's been 10 years, and that's not against this kind of competition you have now. A lot of them are against 8 guys, so to win it at this level is tremendous. Let's see what happens here. Matt Watkins taking a look.
Taking a little glimpse there, but nothing so far. But there we see the 47 looking racy.
Sean is a very humble man, but he's very knowledgeable. He's very successful in his personal life, and this guy can drive, and
he's got his hands full now with Matt looking on the inside here as they go in the 1, and the 6 going with the 15. It looks like.
Yeah, you're seeing that damage. Still got a top 5 he can look at here, but
the 15 goes into the lead, and the 6 goes with him.
We were surmising that. It's pretty much. The 303's got no damage. The 22, what are they going to do here?
And don't forget that 47 car, Milt. Don't count him out.
You got to go now. You got to go. Every corner now. You can't wait. It's urgency, and the 303 is showing that. He's looking low here.
Oh, and there's the 5 lost it. And he stays up into the wall. Everyone gets by him, it looks like. And that's it. He's out.
He got spooked there, and that's part of. He was driving in the mirror there. It looks like a little bit, and trying to race a car that was not, capable. And
caution is out. And that's too bad. He rolled the dice and came up snake eyes.
It's a great show, though, man. I mean, as bad as his luck's been throughout the season, he's really, as far as the championship, I know he wants to get points for Boca Motorsports there, but he tried to put on a show there, and he definitely did. And he'll be out there this weekend at Brands Hatch with us again, racing the Porsches. Do our best against the world there.
Yeah, good luck there, Melty. It's gonna be a tough one for you guys. Short track racing in road course style.
I like it. I like the track. I've run some laps. We're a ways off, still on world class pace, but yeah, we're gonna have fun with it no matter what.
So, Milt, if you were in, let's say, 10th, 11th, 12th place right now, would you go in and think that fresh tires might make a difference?
Well, the thing is you got 12 cars on the lead lap, so 10th, 11th, or 12th are probably feasible, especially for the 88 and the 151. 73 is got some damage, but I think those 2 cars still have clean cars, so you're already in the back. You have 4 tires, and thing is once you get to about 4 laps, if the caution comes out, you're pretty much done. Your NASCAR throws the flag, and you end up in caution. There's no lucky dogs or
yeah, there's no green white fleck. There's no green white checker finishes here. It's races do end under caution if that's what happens.
I mean, if you can't beat the cars in front of you, you might as well get tires and try to improve your stock.
Yeah, it didn't look like any takers there. They're willing to go with what they had. I thought, what the hell, if I'm 10th and I finish, 11th or 12th.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I don't know if that really matters to me. If I could start 10th and finish 6th because I got better tires, then I'd be happy with that kind of finish in, the remaining 5 laps that we're going to see.
Yeah, I totally agree, especially with the amount of cars on the lead lap. You're not going to lose any positions. Stop and get 4 fresh good years. These guys up front here, especially these guys that have worked really hard to get there, which is the 22 and the 47. 51 is just another one that's just been kind of a great race, and I haven't said too much about them, but and T.G. Reese up into 9th place there. Well, we saw him go around and get some contact early.
And we see that the lights on the pace car have continued to stay lit after they just crossed the start-finish line. So with 5 remaining, we're going to have at least 2 more under caution, Mill. We might have a green-white checker finish, as it turns out.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna. This is pretty much going to be it right now.
That's a surprise that they weren't going green this time around. But that's
those lap cars.
Yeah, that's one of the quirks here.
Yep.
And as we recap the running order here, with probably looking at a green-white checker finish. The 15 of Matt Watkins, the 6 of Mark DeSenza, and the 303 of Ken Ron, 1, 2, and 3. With such few laps left,
and you can do this. You're not resigned. This isn't Daytona where you're resigned to finish behind the guy in front of you. You can make stuff happen here. It's a question of how you're going to make it happen. You gonna put a fender on the guy, or are you going to try to take his wind off him, or is he going to stake in front of you and give you that one chance, and are you going to take it? The restart here up at the front, the restart at this track kind of the backlash when you restart here is worse than probably any other track. If you're back in 10th, you really lose a lot of time as guys get going. But the first 3-4 guys, they're going to be going, wait for it. When that spotter says green, they're gonna be on it. There's no lifting.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we scroll through the back of the field here, there's the 88, the 73, 151 of Guy Petra, 53 TG Reese. These are all lead lap cars, Milt. So these are all positions that will be battled for, and they will be battled for all the way to the back of this pack.
Unless we not talk about the greatness of the 15. This guy has done it all, and this is on these guys' minds because they know that now a lot of times he's so good, his attention will kind of be just kind of wait around, and all of a sudden now is go time. That guy is going to be focused now. This is the worst time to try to beat him. You're better off trying to beat him earlier in the race because now he's not. Your only chance is hoping he'll spin the tires or miss or have a mechanical failure or Because he'll get on that apron and drive that thing sideways, and he'll make it work.
Yes, he will, and he'll stay in front of you on top of everything else.
And you'll be going, oh my gosh, and while you're going, oh my gosh, he's gotten about 4 car lengths on you, and you lose, you know.
And
the pace car is off.
The pace car's off, and here we go back for about 4 laps of hard racing.
They're really tight now. They know there's no more gap, and we gotta go.
Yeah,
is all over him.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would have done if I was Mark. I'd like to get on his back bumper, use a little draft as he get into 1, and then try to see if I could get down underneath him here on 1. But Matt keeps it right down low where you need to.
All 10 of them are on him, but they also know they can't pass.
Kenny hits the wall a little coming out.
Lap 77. 4 to go. 3.5 to go. Coming into the tunnel turn there. Oh! Low, but no harm, no foul.
And the 22 looking underneath the 303 of Ken Ron for 3rd place, Milt.
That's a great battle.
This is where you can get the draft, and let's see if he tries to shoot out.
That's what Matt wants to see, though, you know. They need the 6 to drop out here, and they need to follow him, but they are just not getting a run on him. Like I said, Matt Watkins is, when he gets a bit between his teeth, man, like they say in Mexico, he's like a la mula, you know, the mule, man. The mule gets his mindset on something, and he's that's it. You can't change it, and
Absolutely.
He's got his mindset on the victory right here.
Yes, he does, and as we see, there's we're on lap 78 of 80, and Mark continues to stalk him, though he's not letting him out of his sights, but he's not in that position where he can challenge anything as well.
22 fades a little bit there as these guys are going balls out here, pushing it to the limit. Got a little bit tight coming out of turn 3 there.
Yeah, and the 47 didn't get the greatest of restarts, but he's trying to close in on the top 3 as the 53 of TG Reese goes for a ride in the grass but keeps it straight, and we stay green.
I raced against the 6 in the IROC World Championship for FSB CCR Racing. I was fortunate enough to win that championship, but my best competition was that guy right there. We ran road courses, we ran IROC cars, and he's a great guy and a great driver. He's the best driver in the history of CCR Racing. He's come here, and he's every bit of Matt Watkins here, but he's got 1 lap to go. Can he do it? And he put a whooping on me too, many times.
Yeah, if he's gonna do it, he needs to get up a little closer and try to get pulled in on the back bumper of him, and then make that 1 dash out to the inside and hope for the best.
Thinking championship here too, but really with his luck, you know, he hasn't had a lot of luck, so he needs, with Bokum leading, you know, and Bokum out this race, and with team points and everything, got to be smart here, and you know he's gonna be, but he's not close enough to do nothing here.
And
Matt Watkins
and Bokum Motorsports running 2-3, so there's gonna be some good team points still for Bokum Racing.
It's Matt Watkins.
It's Matt Watkins taking the checkers. The 6 and the 303 held off the 47. Great run by Josh, though.
Yeah,
great run, Josh. And there's the final running order there, Milty. The 15 takes yet another win, followed closely by the 6. Mark really hung with him. He just couldn't get that 1 oomph that you need here at Pocono to get to the side of the guy to maybe give him you know, a reason to lift a little early, and he just couldn't get there. But a great 2nd place. And the 303 of Ken Rong, very consistent all race long, was up in the top 5 all night long, and takes it home 3rd. And just great runs for the 47, 51, and the 22 Milt, all finishing within 2 seconds.
Well, they raced it hard and they raced it clean at the end there, and the 47 was fortunate to get around both those guys, and that's very impressive. Just as they go in the start finish there. Fred Sanford of
And guys
FSB Racing.
just happy to finish 8th, as you can see him celebrating his 8th place finish.
Oh yeah, you finish in the top 10 in this league, in the Pro Cup, you're happy. Another great race here, and another, and these guys doing burnouts. Yeah, I've never seen an 8th place burnout before, but
yeah, he's just happy to finish the race on the lead lap, I think. But yeah, a great race, and some nice to see some different numbers there in the top 5, and down through the rest of the top 10 there, Milt. We had the 49 of Derby Don, followed by the 151 of Guy Petra in 8th, 19 of Troy Higgins, and the 88 of Joe Cutter brought it home with the top 10.
Yeah, and you look at 53 had a great comeback, and great shout out to Kenny in the 73 for finishing on the lead lap, and another one of the great people in the league, and great to see him finish top 15 on the lead lap, fighting a good fight there. What a race! Just shows you that, I mean, we hate to, just harp on the greatness of the 15 and the 18 and what these guys do, but because all these guys are such great drivers, but when you see them continuously finishing at the top, it's a testament to just being that much little bit better, so they can knock you off,
Absolutely. Any of these guys on this list are fully capable of winning at any given time when everything goes their way. And sometimes when that does, when you're in that position, you got to take it and make the most of those opportunities. If you're Matt Watkins or even a Mark DeSenza and Robert Bolcom, you know how good you are, and you know that you're going to be at the front. But if you're a handful of the other guys, when everything goes your way, you are in that top 2, top 3 at the end of the race, and those are the ones where you really want to, if you can do it, that's where you want to take that opportunity and try to get your car to that checkers first. But just wasn't to happen tonight with Matt keeping it strong when he needed to.
Yeah, he just brought it from the back to the front, and he just, he just really dominated this race.
Including that mysterious park in the grass for a little bit.
Well, that'll go down in the legends of FSB history as the park and win there.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe you can pull Matt in here real quick so we could just find that out, because we need to put that to bed tonight. People want to know.
We'll see if we can get the top 3 here, and I'll be back in a sec.
Absolutely. And as you can see on the screen there, the rest of the running order, some guys had some accidents, some guys blew up. Michael Sanders, unfortunately, had a connection issue. But 12 cars on the lead lap, just Steve Webb 1 lap down. He had some contact earlier in the race too. But good runs by the rest of the guys there. Good tight racing at the end there. You see that just a 3-second separation. And just a great job. Good run, Mark.
Thanks, man.
It looked like you almost had something for him there at the end, Mark.
Well, I'm not sure anybody has anything for Matt Watkins, but yeah, man, I needed a good finish. That was my top priority. It just seems like something always happens. So I was looking more at a good finish than really anything.
Well, you certainly got that, so I'm sure it feels good.
Yeah, it does.
Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you. Yeah, this track, I don't like it, but I run good at it, so that's cool.
Well, the inquiring fans we're getting Twitter is just blowing up here at FSB Racing. Here, we're wanting to know what you were doing there when you pulled off in the grass there. We didn't see you get out of the car, but the inquiring fans, what you were doing under caution there? Is that a strategy ploy, or did you have to relieve yourself?
Normally, my little Camrys are really fast, but it had a little issue. I had to pull to the grass and fix that, which involves running to the nearest restroom. I thought I could hold it, but that was not a good idea. It would have turned out very badly for me. So I had to relieve myself. Otherwise, I would have something to do with.
Oh man!
Well, that's better than Tony Stewart, or he just did it in the suit there. But yeah, that confirms our suspicions.
Normally I put in the pits, and I was like, you know what, I can hold this. And then I got on the shot, I was like, oh, that was not a good idea.
Well, you were smart enough to figure out you can still jump back to fourth place. That's got to be. I've tried that once, my friend, and frankly, by the time I guess because I'm an old guy, by the time I was done, I lost a lap already. So,
luckily, any other track, that would have worked out too well. But Pocono, you can kind of apparently do that with no issue.
Well, great win, man. Mark, this is a great run again. You've got a lot of frequent flyer air miles. It must be great to stay on the ground and finish place, man.
Yeah, that was my main concern. I don't know if I had anything from Matt or not, but I needed a good finish in this series, and I wasn't going to do nothing to press the issue. Nor doesn't mean I could have. I just was happy to get a good finish.
Yeah, it just looked like I was telling the viewers there that the pit stop was done playing around with the grass there, and that was business time. So good luck for you all there. Ken finished in third. You were my pick, man, and great to see you get some good luck and get a podium finish, man.
Yeah, it is good to have some good luck for a change. It's a tricky track, and I was just happy to be in the top 5.
Greg?
Yeah, there was some really great racing side by side, all up and down the field there. How was the setup?
It's pretty good. I think any top 3, 4, or 5 probably could have won. It's just all about track position. It's really hard to pass at this track, and if you're good, just being somewhat consistent, you can make it happen. Despite the track being ridiculously large, it's so hard to pass. But it was a good setup. You could run it hard, and tires would last.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, we were wondering if the guys behind could get a run, and then if Mark would pull off down the front straight. There's 3 passing zones here, but without help. But like I was telling the viewers there, with you getting a great restart, which everybody did, the top 10 was all nose to tail there. It was go time, and but it was clean racing, and they, unless you made a mistake, it just really looked like they weren't going to be able to make a move on you.
Yeah, that first pit stop helped a lot. If I qualified second, I imagine Mark probably would have won. That first pit stop was really important for a track like this, so you can get out front and back up the corner and get a good run coming off. It's really hard to pass two equal cars, so I think that was the difference.
Yeah,
we saw contact. We saw contact with you guys in the pits there, and then you pulled over. We were trying to figure out what's he doing, you know? And I was thinking, I think he's got to take a leak. I guess I was right.
He got me a couple of times. I think my pit crew was sticking their finger up at him or something. He was a little pissed. He tried to hit one of my guys.
Yeah, we saw somebody get picked up off the ground there, but fortunately it was there was no harm, no foul there.
Yeah, his pit stops are way too fast, so I was like, I clip a couple of these guys out, I'll be good. So that's the strategy.
Well, just a great job, all three of you, and looking forward to next week.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It was fun. Good win, Matt. Yeah,
good job, man.
I mean,
good job, guys.
Yeah, everybody did good. Good job there, Ken. Top 5.
Thank you, Mark.